as you can see, the Dunnard absolutely had China by the balls. This is him welcoming Xi Jinping into his own country. Truly a beautiful sight to see. And it got even better. So this is an absolute moron, economics professor at Harvard University. All right, let's go. A painting of the end of meritocracy, a meeting of the two largest economies and not one woman at the table. Bitch, you ever consider that's why it's the two largest economies? You get in there and you make it about yourself, woman. But listen, equality is so beautiful, I suggest you start your own trillion-dollar company. Let us know how it's going. People don't like to embrace or accept reality because reality offends them. But this is the end of meritocracy, ladies and gentlemen. Proven with straight up facts. Acknowledging that there are objective differences between gender is like literally step 0 of you are not a retard. If you have failed that step, then you might be one. All right, all this, men could be women. Of course they can. Well, clearly not. Clearly they can't. And clearly, they can't the other way around either. There's some areas where men will never be as good at women at, like breastfeeding, for example. Men are terrible at that. And there are some areas where women are just not as good at men. That's an objective fact. Biological reality is real, but the left hates that. So this is just absolute cinema. The fact that this is 10 million views of this bitch crying, a painting at the end of meritocracy. This is the end of meritocracy. This is where it leads. This is a summit between two global superpowers. This is not a Disney movie, all right? This isn't Marvel, okay? Hello? This isn't Marvel, all right? The chief of staff is not going to look like this, okay? All right? Well, where are the women at the Trump-Xi summit, says the New York Times. Straight up retard propaganda. All right? Where are the women? Right? This is coming. Dude, I'll be real. I thought the New York Times had it published its worst article yesterday. They published an article about how Israel is training dogs to rape Palestinians. I thought that might have been one of the worst articles I've ever read in my entire life. Actually, an IQ test if you fall for shit like that. But I feel like they've topped that literally today. Nearly all the business leaders and officials accompanying President Trump in China are men. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Trump tried. He hired a lot of women when he started the administration because, well, let's just say you all think Trump is the fascist. Oh, you are not ready. Bro is way too pro-women, ladies and gentlemen. Way. All right, but anyway, they're all fired by now because most of them are not exactly up to par. Again, objectively, women are awesome. Men are awesome. Both made in the image of God. Fundamental to our existence and irreplaceable by each other. But welcome to the end of meritocracy, ladies and gentlemen. A meeting between the two largest economies of the world without a single woman at the table. That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ever consider why that happened? Now, Rubio has been cooking, all right, because this dude is an enemy of China. You know, he's literally banned from the country. They kind of let him in here. They changed his name to be like, we not letting in Rubio. We changed his name to Liu. We let in Mr. Liu, not Rubio. All right, so that was basically their entire moment. But Rubio came in anyway, and he obliterated every single communist country out there.
There's $100 million. By the way, we've given them humanitarian aid. After the hurricane, we provided them $6 million of humanitarian aid.
$6 million? That seems too high.
$3 million of which was distributed. Yeah. $3 million of which is still being held up, but is available for them. Now we're saying here's $100 million of humanitarian aid. So I don't know if they watch your broadcast in Cuba, but if they are, the Cuban people should know there's $100 million of food and medicine available for them right now.
Hasan Piker crying in his in his handkerchief before he gives it to one of his slaves to wash it.
And the only reason it's not reaching the Cuban people is because of the regime. No strings attached. The only string attached is it has to be distributed by I don't want non-governmental organizations. Yeah. This can't be humanitarian aid that the government steals for itself.
That's right. Because, you see, we're actually in the middle of overthrowing the government. I love how he's not saying the quiet part out loud. But that is what's happening. We are currently in the midst of overthrowing the government there through absolute economic devastation. So therefore, sorry, you guys are not going to win. Now, everyone's wondering about this Iran situation. See, as far as I stand, in regards to this Iran thing, it was a 1-month-long war. And this giant ceasefire is just slowly economically obliterating them while we're on hiatus from all that shit. All right, essentially, it's gone incredibly well. But the question is, how long are we going to keep economically strangling their nation?
Be much more patient. No, I'm not. They should make a deal. Any sane person would make a deal. But they might be crazy.
True. They might just be crazy, based. Now, this is
they get
crazy
a lot
also.
Out of their oil, 40% of their oil.
This is why the entire Iran situation was so necessary in order for us to basically establish ourselves as the global hegemon, completely and utterly mogging China.
from that location. So what has happened, and one thing I think that we're going to make a deal on, they've agreed they want to buy oil from the United States. They're going to go to Texas. We're going to
That's right. They got 40% of their oil from Iran. They can't do that shit anymore. They got 20% of their oil from Venezuela. They can't do that shit anymore. Well, don't worry, Bubble. Come into the arms of old Orange Man. I will give you a big hug, and you will give me all of your money. We will give you oil, China. Not only does this absolutely stifle them if we ever need to, but also it's just pretty good business. We have so much more oil now because we're drilling and because we have all of Venezuela's supply. And in an economy without competition, we dictate the prices, all right? Because the competition would be what? Iran, which can't get their oil out because of our blockade. Trump came into China and, President Xi looked at him and was like, I Chinese, I have small cock, you have big cock, big American cock. And then we basically forced them to buy all our shit. It was pretty awesome.
Sending Chinese ships to Texas and to Louisiana and to Alaska.
That's right, baby.
And I think that was another thing that was agreed to. That's a big thing.
That's a big
What about
thing.
liquefied
It's
natural
not that
gas?
much longer.
I have a big thing, the biggest thing. I've seen Chinese things, very little things in China.
Gas too?
Yeah, everything. Energy.
Energy.
That's the one thing. They really need energy. That's the one thing. They have an insatiable appetite for energy.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we have unlimited energy.
Yep.
We've now under me, but we now produce more than if you combine Saudi Arabia and before the war, if you took Saudi Arabia, Russia, put them together, we're doing twice as much oil and gas as they are. Think of that.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
Venezuela
You know what
is
that
one.
was?
You know, when I was first born, the doctor said to my mother, are these triplets? Because they confused my giant balls for extra brothers. The reality was it was all me. It was all me. I consumed my twin in the womb to become stronger. Anyway, so just a lot of people don't understand what's actually going on. And this was actually just in Congress right now. And I'm really happy this happened because unfortunately, so many people don't realize this. I've been saying this forever. I am so happy that we actually have the CENTCOM commander, Admiral Brad Cooper, saying this publicly.
How long have you been familiar with Iran and its leadership and its attacks against the United States?
I've studied it or been a part of it for the better part of 3 decades, particularly acutely in the last 5 years.
And leading up to February 28th, months prior to that, what was jarring to you that you saw different than what had been for those many decades that you've been involved?
I think it's important to note just in the 30 months before Epic Fury commenced, Iran and its proxies had been attacking U.S. service members and diplomats about 350 times.
Can you repeat that?
Holy
about
shit.
every third day. Iran and its proxies.
Every third day, we have been attacked by Iran every third day over the last 30 months. 350 times in 30 months, whether it's attacking our bases or our service members or someone. That's insane.
Attacked American service members 350 times in the Middle East.
I don't think that Americans were aware of that in the 30 months.
Yeah, that might be because the entire media is literally operating on behest of a foreign power, trying their absolute best to cuck us. That might be part of it.
They had attacked Americans or their service members.
I've been saying this shit for a long time. I didn't know the exact numbers, but like they've been attacking us constantly for the last 47 years. Well, we were at war with these people for 47 years. Trump ended it, all right? A lot of people are crying and bitching and screaming, but like my stance is I'm not going to fire the first bullet, but if I think you're going to kill me, or if you've already been killing me, we are going to obliterate you. And winning wars is awesome, actually. I am so tired of these gigantic wallowing vaginas sitting there being like, well, actually, it's an illegal war. We're not allowed to attack people that are trying to kill us. Fuck you! We should absolutely be killing the people trying to kill us. It's based and it's moral.
Members 350 times. Is that surprising?
And international law is also fake and gay.
You that I would say that?
Right? So she's asking, would it surprise you if she said that Americans didn't know we've been attacked 350 times in the last 30 months?
That I don't believe that everyday American going to work knew that?
It's disappointing, but
Yeah.
between the actions of proxies in Iraq and Syria.
That's right. And that includes the Houthis bombing our boats. It includes Hezbollah blowing up our military bases. That includes Hamas constantly fucking with everybody they can. Gigantic rapist pedophiles. All right, like understand, that's all proxies of Iran attacking us everywhere.
As well,
That's not even including attacking our allies, like the Houthis attacking Saudi Arabia or Hamas attacking Israel. Like we're not even getting into that.
the Houthis. That's simply the fact of what happened.
So, according to Admiral Brad Cooper, testifies under oath, objectively, a fact, roughly 350 times we were attacked in the last 30 months, every third day. That's fucking crazy. And if that's not enough of a reason to wipe these fuckers off the map, I don't know. I don't know what is. These people are literally like, well, actually, we're not gonna stop you until you rape us. All right, we're gonna wait for you to rape us, and then we'll get involved. I'm so tired of this bullshit. Meanwhile, this is Shelby Campbell, a Michigan House candidate. Okay, Democrat, of course. And like, again, this is what we're dealing with.
Quit thanking the troops for
Quit thanking the troops.
Sacrificing their lives.
Wow.
Let's start saying, hey, government, how about you go fight these wars if you decide? I don't want to thank these men and women who joined the military.
That's crazy.
Because they had no other option.
What are we doing here? These are the best of us, patriots that put their lives on the line to protect our nation and our country. Stop thanking troops that sacrifice their lives.
Like, they didn't want to go to school. They didn't have the resources. They don't have the knowledge.
What are we even talking about? You think every single military guy is just a complete fucking loser that can't get into school? Like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane.
They don't have people to, like, love them, and they go to the military.
Or they're patriots and heroes and are willing to put their life on the line for our country.
Military preys on vulnerable populations.
So then why, under Trump, is the military so much fucking bigger than the military under Biden? Why is now, people are signing up to the military in record numbers right now, but they weren't a couple of years ago? It's because people are patriotic and love our country. And a Democrat cannot even comprehend that people actually can possibly love their country. Because, I mean, to be fair, it makes sense. The Democrats hate our country. They want to replace our people. They want to import infinite retards to rape us and not deport them. They hate our country. They say it themselves. So why should I be surprised when they're saying stop thanking our troops? How dare, why would they even go to the military? Now Hasan Piker's losing it because obviously Trump got an absolute W in China. Democrats, do not try to engage in China hawkery. Wow. In other words, Democrats, we must be incredibly nice to China. We should suck their toesies. Please do not repeat your mistakes. And the best path forward is peaceful coexistence and cooperation. We have to let China do all the things. Ignore the attempts to smuggle in pathogens, industrial espionage, the disregard for intellectual property, the foreign police force presence in the U.S. China is good. Yeah, I know that literally a mayor of Arcadia in California was just arrested for being a Chinese spy, but it's because China loves us so much. Actual traitor. Like a literal traitor. Don't trust China. China is asshole. True. Translation. Please, 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 just let China invade and annex Taiwan without protest. Exactly. Turo. This is fucking insane. Now, it's been getting wild because Iran is also out of everything. They're literally out of everything. Iran is out of oil. Their oil storage is maxed. They're choking on their oil. Cuba's about to fall. Our CIA director is currently in Cuba, which is crazy.
Fox News alert. We have all China's friends in a headlock. Their favorite gas stations, Iran and Venezuela, are offline. Now Xi's sitting down with Trump.
That sucks.
And he says
he
wants to fill up the tank.
China's support of Iran. How big a discussion was that today?
We discussed it.
We talked
when
about
you say
it.
support.
And she said, Trump, Donald, you asshole, please. That's probably what he said.
They're not fighting a war with us, all right?
And then I said, you're gay and fat. And then he said, emotional damage. I can't believe you would say this.
No.
He said he's not going to give military equipment. That's a big statement.
That's massive.
That's a big statement.
Yeah. They literally need us so badly. They're going to backstab all their allies. W.
Said that strongly. But at the same time, he said, you know, they buy a lot of their oil there, and they'd like to keep doing that. He'd like to see.
And so I said, I have oil.
China wants oil, chips, and lower tariffs. So we have a lot of leverage. And Xi said, well, how can I help?
President Xi would like to see a deal made. He would like to see a deal made. And he did offer, he said, if I can be of any help at all, I would like to be of help. Because
wow, sounds like a guy who has all the cards, am I right? Leftoids being like, wow, China's completely shut down Trump. He really made him look like a fool. Wow. Well, I can't believe that China has Trump right where they want him while he's literally prostrating himself, asking if he could do literally anything. Donald, would you like me to rick your ball sack?
Say that.
Yeah, he did say that. And look, anybody that buys that much oil has obviously got some kind of a relationship with him. But he said, I would love to be a help if I could be of any help whatsoever.
Donald, would you like to use my concentration camps?
He'd like to see the Hormuz Strait open.
Yeah, no
so
shit.
If I could be of any help whatsoever, I would like to help.
We're watching a diplomatic dance. Neither guy can look needy.
He didn't ask him for anything. I mean, we're not asking for China's help. We don't need their help.
Damn.
Our position is very clear. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Mogged.
Back at home, the media still thinks the gay Ayatollah is winning. The New York Times, Washington Post.
Literally, the same New York Times that's crying, oh, where are the women at the Trump-Xi summit? Oh my fucking God, you people suck. All right, the same New York Times is like, yep, Iran is winning. Bro, this is the opposition, man.
Say Iran still has most of its missiles. Now, these could be deep state leaks, worst case scenario, trying to get Trump back in the war for money and regime change. But our military's top brass said today it's not accurate. We destroyed Iran in record time.
The numbers that I've seen in open source are not accurate. I think what also is not taken into consideration, it's more than just the numbers. It's the command and control that's been shattered. In less than 40 days, CENTCOM forces achieved our military objectives. Most notably, we degraded Iran's ability to project power outside its borders and threaten the region and threaten our interests.
Wow, they have Trump right where they want him.
They mostly have drones left, and we figured out how to shoot them down for cheap.
So those days of using high-value defenses to shoot down cheap targets are behind us.
Oh,
Quite the contrary.
Dude.
What we have been doing lately is
killing terrorists and saving money. Holy shit. Holy shit. My inner Jew is screaming right now.
Using our own low-cost one-way attack drones, attacking Iran, making them use higher and more expensive
Oh
weapons.
my God, I love it. I love it.
The regime's getting desperate. Kuwait says they arrested 4 guard guys who tried to sneak into their country. And they're still causing trouble in the Strait. The Brits said one of their ships was seized. And an Indian vessel carrying goats.
Sorry, I know I shouldn't laugh, but oh, Muslim on Muslim violence. You love to see it.
Goats reportedly sank after getting hit with a drone. But traffic's actually up. Cargo ships are turning off.
But I was told that this was an unbelievable economic disaster for the world.
Their radar to sail through dark. At least 18 ships made it out this week. Some from Japan, some from India, and our wall of steel's holding strong. 70 cargo ships were turned around. 90% of Iran's sea mines destroyed. And the mosquitoes, they're getting swatted.
Capability have been significantly degraded. If I just use my own professional experience, in 100 transits through the Strait of Hormuz, you would typically see 20 to 40 fast boats, and lately we've seen 2 or 3.
Oh, that's brutal. They lost 90% of their retards, right? They're out there on their little fast boats, you know, 1 goat power fast boats, doing their absolute best to survive. It's brutal. Just absolutely brutal.
They went from swarming the
Gatling donkeys on the prowl, getting ready to fire with every bit of technology they have.
Strait to hiding in the shadows. Now the Iranians are choking on their own oil.
Karg Island. We've seen that there have been no loadings in the past 3 days. We believe their storage is full. None of the ships are getting out. None are coming in, so they're not able to store oil on the water. So they're going to start shutting down their production. I think that they are on their last legs, and the blockade, President Trump's blockade, has been a resounding success.
Cuba could honestly just so humiliating. All these retards saying Iran is winning. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's wild watching this happen. You know, like, I feel like the entire world has just been completely psyoped.
Next, they just said they ran out of oil. The country's experiencing blackouts. And today, our CIA director's in Havana holding a secret meeting.
Weird, huh?
He told them we're going to...
What's he doing there?
...be open to working together, but they need to change. If Venezuela can get it together, so can Cuba. Just remember, Havana's just a short flight from Palm Beach.
Yep. Bro, it's honestly brutal watching this happen. Watching the entire, like, world, our entire adversary makeup on the planet just fall apart like dominoes. Just humiliating defeat after humiliating defeat. done in just such a fun order. You know, we topple Venezuela, Cuba dies, Iran gets weak. We topple Iran, China gets weak. We make deals with China, we get infinite shit. Cuba falls. All right, China helps us put pressure on Iran to make Iran completely neutralized. It's just, it's honestly insane. It's insane watching all these Democrats being like, Trump doesn't have a plan, and watching all these Pakistani bot farms talking about how Iran is actually winning the war. And also, this is the most mask-off moment ever, where we're just seeing constantly every single person just completely crash out. Some people are falling for the retard propaganda. Then you get some people actually rooting for the enemy. It's honestly been incredible, super telling, and this should change your opinion on a lot of people that have public voices and platforms online. Because anyone that fell for this shit is a grifter waiting to pounce. I'm a blue retard on the internet, and I was able to cut through the bullshit. If these professionals couldn't, and they ended up completely eating the Islami mommy propaganda and the copaganda, falling for the AI slopaganda, then they were always the enemy. They just didn't prove it yet.